This is Chris Ruddy, and I love Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truth Cast. Make sure you're tuning in just like I do every day, every week, every minute.
With breaking news and political commentary from a public servant, serial entrepreneur, community leader, philanthropist, and American patriot, and a darn nice guy, it's time for the Grassroots Truthcast and your host, Gene Valentino.
Hi friends, Gene Valentino, and welcome back to another episode here on Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast. You've heard us talk about guests from all over the planet, from all walks of life, political, social, economic, financial, industries of different types, motivations to come on the show to promote issues or causes. I thought we'd kick up a little bit today. You can take your cold drink, you can grab your cigar, whatever your poison is. Join me. Let me introduce you to some friend of mine I met at the CPAC Convention early 2024 at the Gaylord Convention Center in National Harbor, Washington, D.C. At that CPAC convention, I met a gentleman who's on screen with me here, Larry Oberheu. Larry, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Gene. It's great. Thanks to be glad to be here.
Larry is the founder and owner of Fresh Mouth Club, the Fresh Mouth product. You want to know what the Fresh Mouth product is? You want to give us 30 seconds on the Fresh Mouth?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. So we do, we're basically an advanced oral healthcare company. We're non-toxic, non-fluoride based company. And we use a nano-silver technology in our toothpaste, which is astounding, and it probably does some things that we didn't even know that it would do in the beginning, but it literally regrows teeth. Nano-silver toothpaste actually is clinically proven to regenerate enamel growth and gum tissue growth, do some pretty awesome stuff in our mouth. So
let's do a deep dive on Fresh Mouth, because when we were at a political event early winter this year, there were some trash mouth political people, but now we're talking about a fresh mouth. This concept is very interesting. Toothpaste of all things, folks. How many times would you think someone would come on and talk about toothpaste on a full feature story? We're going to talk about it. You'll find out why right after this.
Welcome to the club. Whether you use our manual or electric package, we deliver a fresh, new, germ-free, high-quality brush or brush head every month to your door. So you don't have to remember the last time you changed it. We do it for you. But we don't stop there. After all, in just 3 weeks, most of us are brushing with the equivalent of a toilet brush. Our premium package includes UV protection for your brush, keeping it 99.9% bacteria-free. It also kills fungus and viruses as well, keeping you safe from bacterial assault until your next brush arrives bacteria and germ-free. Wait, there's more. Of course, we give you floss and a timer for proper brushing time and getting in between your teeth. But our all-natural toothpaste is the bomb. It's literally a bacterial bomb. We use nano-silver technology, which naturally kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria. And it's antimicrobial, antifungal, and antiviral, a complete and total defense for your mouth and teeth. Nano-silver also helps repair enamel and can reverse cavities naturally, and helps repair receding gums and so much more. But we need to move on. Ultra packages include our 03 ozone water generator, which can reverse tooth decay, eliminate bad breath for good, help whiten your teeth, and can prevent mouth sores and speeds up healing. In addition, it will get in between your teeth and below the gum line for the cleanest germ-free mouth ever. There are so many additional health benefits to this, but we have one more thing to cover. Last but not least, we finish off with our specialty designed mouthwash. Not your ordinary mouthwash, we are anything but ordinary. We use effervescent mouthwash tablets for 2 reasons. 1, to reduce waste and save the planet, and second, it's cool. But more importantly, it's loaded with mouth flora, probiotics for your mouth. You know, the good guys. This helps build and protect your mouth's natural defense system, fights tooth decay, along with promoting a clean and healthy mouth biome. leaving you always fresh, always clean. The Fresh Mouth Club.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Grassroots Truthcast. My guest today is Larry Oberheu from Fresh Mouth. We've had a minute here so you could see what we're all about. Hope you like the video. It's enlightening. I've watched it a few times. Now, I'm at a conference, Larry, in Washington, D.C., with a bunch of politicians and politically motivated people, and I come across this booth called Fresh Mouth. What the heck's a toothpaste company doing at a political event?
Doing it up. I get that a lot. I'm actually pretty active in the Patriot, the truther, movement and stuff. And, as we know, we live in a pretty crazy world today, that's for sure. There's a lot going on. And I think people are waking up to, the fact that, our government necessarily isn't out for our best interest. They lie to us. They they do a lot of things. And so I think that I'm definitely part of that movement because, I'm on the more health and wellness side. You got, the whole COVID thing. We had frontline doctors, all the doctors that were shunned and, lost their license in some cases. And, definitely a lot of negative information impacting them. I mean, they were ridiculed, everything else. Why? Because they were, just had alternative methods of trying to heal COVID. One of them actually was silver. Zeb Zelenko, actually, he lost his license. I met him. I've been to the reawakening tours and some of the red pill events, stuff like that. But they talk a lot about it. And silver is really an amazing product because it actually kills. It's the strongest killer of bacteria known to man. I mean, it kills bacteria, germs, viruses.
Wait a minute. This is new ground for me. You're telling me the element of silver actually is a mitigator of infections or viruses or germs? What?
Absolutely the strongest out there. There's not an antibiotic made today that can hold a candle to what silver can do. As a matter of fact, we have what we call, super bacteria today, like super bugs. Those are bacteria that have grown resistant to the antibiotics that we have, and we don't have a stronger antibiotic. MRSA is one of those. So MRSA is not, we don't have a cure for it. There is no antibiotic that can kill MRSA because it was generated by some of the strongest antibiotics we have, and bacteria grows resistant to it. Silver kills every single medication-driven bacteria, every one. There's no bacteria can grow resistant. So silver kills without resistance. If we were able to use it, nobody would die from MRSA ever because silver kills it immediately. They will not allow it to be so because the FDA and the pharmaceutical companies won't allow that. As a matter of fact, prior to 1936, that's all we used for antibiotics was silver. Silver was the go-to. You went to the doctor, that's what they prescribed. That was back when we had the empirical health system, when we actually cured people. When's the last time we cured anybody? Yeah, that was 200 years ago. And you know what that drug was? It was the last drug that ever cured anything.
Penicillin. Hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine was the last cure that was ever produced. So we don't cure anything today because there's no money in cures. Yeah.
Let me call a timeout on that because that's very much an issue for another story for another day. But hydroxychloroquine was shunned from the scene during the COVID crisis going back to 2019, 2020 for the advent of Fauci-approved drugs that were coming out at the time. You're saying it was not approved because it didn't work, or they didn't want it out there?
They didn't want it out there. As a matter of fact, just before COVID hit, Europe made hydroxychloroquine illegal. Just before COVID hit, before it actually hit. So yeah, they knew actually Fauci put a paper back on SARS-CoV-2 back in 2015, I think, or maybe later, that he actually said hydroxychloroquine killed COVID-2, SARS-2 or whatever. So he actually admitted in one of his papers, but fast forward to today or, our past event there with COVID, he said, yeah, it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. It's not effective, but yet he published a paper that it was. So yeah, all a bunch of lies.
Okay, so now back to toothpaste. What's the connection with you at a convention?
So I consider myself more of a wellness company than anything. So I'm involved deeply in the health movement. And there's a big movement in health today you're seeing doctors actually pulling away from the medical field. American Medical Association, nothing to do with it. These guys don't want to help us, don't want to cure us, don't want to do anything. It's all about keeping you on a maintenance schedule and, on that medicine once a month. We don't want to cure you. That's what, and the dental field kind of follows that. So dental's no different. They use amalgams, mercury and lead and fillings, which are poisonous to our bodies. That was done, I guess say intentionally, but there's rabbit holes there, obviously, and it's not good for us. It took them forever to actually actually condemn the use or change the use of it, but they still actually use it today anyway. And then of course fluoride. Fluoride actually is very political, to be honest with you. If you look at fluoride, I mean, fluoride, we push every United States fluoridates their water, obviously. A lot of people think it's great for us. Dentists, of course, think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Fluoride is not a natural product. Fluoride is it's a waste byproduct of making phosphate fertilizer. So when they make fertilizers in factories, the waste byproduct is fluoride. They literally scrub the smokestacks of the factories, spewing out all the pollution. They scrub those and they get the soot. That's fluoride. That's what actually goes right into our water and into our toothpaste. And we're told this is good for us. There's a little known secret. We all know who Adolf Hitler was. He fluorinated his water in the concentration camps to dumb down the prisoners. It's actually a neurotoxin. It affects your brain. It makes you docile, less likely to escape, and more acceptable to conditioning. Fluoride does that. So fluoride actually reduces your IQ by as much as 20%. That was actually a proven study that they finished, the most extensive study ever done in 2019. Up to 20% reduction in IQ from it. So this stuff is horrible for it. Side effects for fluoride are they're huge. Number one, cancer rates go up by 1,000% everywhere that fluoride's introduced initially, where it wasn't fluorinated before. The US is the biggest pusher of fluoride. Only 33 companies fluorinate currently. The rest of the world do not, including Germany. Interestingly enough, Germany won't fluorinate their water because it's illegal, because that was in the Nuremberg trials. They actually made it illegal for them to use fluoride in the water because that's what Hitler did. So, and here, we talk about China, everybody's like rips on China bad and everything else. China fluorinated their water in the 70s. Well, they stopped by 1980 because all of their population were losing their teeth. China stopped, we did not. So there's something for you.
So fluoride, whatever it was thought to do, sometimes used in the water supplies, even with local utility authorities in given areas of the country right now, as a way of neutralizing any bacteria or foreign elements in the water. But so you're not a fluoride guy. You've got something that's nanoparticle silver based within the toothpaste product. Talk to us about Fresh Mouth. What makes it so unique?
So I guess first and foremost, we don't poison you. So there's that. So yeah, non-fluoride.
I hope so.
I guess I'll back up a little bit and I'll explain to you how this actually came about. I mean, when I really got into this, we talked a little bit off air. I'm in the dental field, so I do have a dental company and we do dental insurance, and I do administration for some other dental companies. And actually, this whole line was basically just I wanted to make something outside of insurance because it's so politicalized, and my money went like this depending on who got in office for the longest time. So I wanted to be more stable. So I said, I need a product that's not insurance related, but I was deep in insurance. So I said, started to take a look at my dental because we were ahead of it. And I said, what if I came up with a preventative dental program and I could market it to the insurance companies? Actually, it was a get rich quick scheme because I could literally, market it to millions of people. So that was actually my intention. The insurance companies actually gave me the green light on it. If I could come up with studies and everything and show something that was actually would significantly help preventative, they would roll it out to their memberships. So I started down the rabbit holes and really just searching for the best toothpaste. Like, what is the best? To be honest with you, I started with like Crest. I mean, I was thinking that this stuff, I used fluoride forever, for a long time. And of course, I bought into it. My dentist said it's good for us. Why would he lie? I mean, so that's where I was. So in the process of doing this, that's where I found out about fluoride. After about really 3 months of digging into fluoride, I mean, I'm pretty thoroughly convinced at this point that it was intentional. But again, we won't go down those rabbit holes. But yeah, this was not a good thing. It never was a good thing. And there's some reasons behind it that we can get into a little bit later. But anyway, I said, well, I'm definitely not using fluoride anymore. So I said, well, that's out. So then I jumped over and I said, well, let me go into all natural toothpaste, looking at companies like Tom's, which actually got bought out by Crest in 2013 and changed their formulation immediately to not good stuff. They put aluminums and parabens and SLS, some of the worst things behind fluoride. And of course, they do fluoride as well. And that's a pattern, by the way. But anyway, so all natural toothpaste aren't good for us either anyway. So when I really started researching natural toothpaste, the problem with those is they don't kill the bacteria. Now, fluoride does kill the bacteria that causes tooth decay, which is kind of what they hang their hat on. I'm not advocating for fluoride because it will literally kill you as well. It just kills us slowly. So when I kind of researched all natural, I was like, well, that's not good for us either. So I didn't really start out to make my own toothpaste, but that's exactly where I ended up because I couldn't find anything that would actually do it. So doing some research, and I've done some product production with some manufacturing and stuff before. So I kind of went to a couple labs and stuff that I've dealt with in the past and talked with them and really kind of tried to say, could we put something together here? So that's where the silver came in. So I know a little bit about silver, but I started getting a little bit more into it, and it's actually, like I said, one of the strongest antibacterial products known to man. So I said, well, let's use this. I mean, so we really started getting into silver, and then of course I researched it deeper. And I mean, silver does a lot of things. So silver again was an antibiotic prior to in the 30s. It actually dates back to ancient Egypt used silver medicinally. And you get a lot of people that say, well, silver is a metal, like, lead, mercury, all this stuff is bad for us. Those are heavy metals. Silver is what they call a noble metal. And what that means it's a mineral as well as a metal. Now, not all metals are minerals and vice versa, but there are a few. Your noble metals are your coppers, your palladium, platinum, gold, and silver. Silver happens to be one of the top ones, even mentioned in the Bible. So silver is amazing for us. And actually, without silver in your body, if you're void of any silver in your body, you're just very susceptible to sickness and illness. You'll get sick a lot. The higher concentrations in your body make you more resistant to sickness and illness. Silver boosts your immune system more than vitamin C does. So since it's a mineral, it belongs in our body. We require it, actually. And because of that, silver is very antibacterial, as we said. It's antibacterial, antiviral, all of which live in our mouth, funguses too. Silver kills all of it on contact. So silver is a contact killer. Antibiotics take days, weeks, or months. Silver kills on contact. This destroys it immediately. But it doesn't kill good bacteria. So it's super unique. So it kills the bad, not the good. So it promotes a super healthy mouth biome that's unlike anything else out there.
How did you come across this? I mean, you came out of the insurance industry. This level of research you've done as it pertains to this toothpaste you in effect created is founded with some great logic, but respectfully, why isn't anybody else doing it?
Well, I as we talked earlier, I came from the health insurance market. So I was deep, 25 years in health insurance. And I wasn't your typical health insurance guy. I mean, I got deep into it. I was in the individual health industry, so we weren't corporate. So individuals don't get these corporate plans that pay for all of your great stuff and pay very well. They're usually typically higher deductibles and blah blah blah. So I mean they were designed for lower premiums for people that didn't work for big companies that had these group plans. And with the individual stuff, I just got really good with alternative healthcare because, like pregnancy is not covered, on those policies, they weren't. So I was always devising different things. So like even diabetes and like I always research this stuff because like that's not insurable. I can't get you coverage in the individual, or I used to not be able because of the, pre-existing laws. So I got really good at helping people with their health, diabetes, different treatments for it and stuff, which actually is curable, by the way, but that's another story. A lot of these things are. So if you do a little bit of research into alternative health, which I've been in that market for a long time, That's where the silver comes from, and a lot of these other things. There's a lot of things that heal us, not necessarily the stuff that's being pushed by the pharmaceutical companies. That's all.
Folks, we're talking with Larry Oberheu. He's founder, owner of a toothpaste company, amongst other things, called the Freshmouth, freshmouthclub.com. If you go to freshmouthclub.com /787-763 /787-763, you'll get a chance to buy any of the Freshmouth toothpaste products. And it's your way of saying Gene sent you to Larry, and maybe there's some good pricing in there for you too. Now, it's not just about toothpaste. You've gotten into a lot of other wellness stuff as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of, I consider ourselves, like I said, a wellness company, because I mean, silver's good for our whole body. It just happens, the toothpaste actually, as you brush, that silver absorbs into your body as well. So you're boosting your immune system, destroying free radicals, bacteria, germs, and viruses, free flowing in your blood. That's actually happening in real time as you're brushing your teeth. Like I said, it creates a better mouth biome than anything else out there, which is super healthy in itself. But silver also is a healing agent. So it heals and it regenerates. So in hospitals, we use silver nitrate. That's actually what we do use silver for in hospital settings for wound care, because silver heals better than anything. It speeds up healing dramatically. And on burn victims, the silver nitrate regrows skin tissue. So it has regenerative features, healing features, antibacterial boost in your mouth. It does all this great stuff. So in our mouth, we found very quickly, and there's actual studies on this. I didn't even know prior to actually doing the toothpaste, but there's all kinds of studies on nano-silver technology because of what it does in our mouth. So nano-silver, actually, the particles are so small, they're molecular in nature, non-harmful to us, obviously, but they penetrate the interior of our teeth and gum tissue. What it does there is nano-silver is actually clinically proven to regrow our teeth, which nothing else has ever been able to do that before, by the way. I mean, it literally can heal cavities. We've had people that had cavities or cracks heal over in about 4 to 6 weeks. Gum tissue regeneration in about 6 to 8 months. We're the only product on the market that can penetrate gum. So nanoparticles pass through the gum tissue, can kill bacteria below gum line, gingivitis, periodontal disease, which is uncurable in modern dentistry, by the way, but we actually cured it, but they don't because they don't want to. But the silver can just heals. We're not like a problematic toothpaste like a Sensodyne, but we heal sensitive teeth. So Sensodyne masks sensitive teeth. It's a microfiller, so it fills up the holes in our teeth because they're porous under a microscope. So those microscopic fillers actually mortar up our teeth so we don't feel sensitive. It's temporary. Our toothpaste regrows the enamel. The enamel comes in thicker, and then it closes those holes, and sensitivity is not a thing anymore. So it actually heals your teeth, gum tissue as well, and sensitivity in the gum, bleeding gums, inflamed gums, all that stuff. So,
Larry, how is the product best used? Is it with an electric toothbrush? Are you using it? I use it daily myself, and I do feel a difference. I had some sensitive gum lines, of all things, when I had some crowns readjusted later in life. There was a issue about the sensitivity of the crown touching the gum line. And certain things change when you get a little older. So
unfortunately,
I hasn't cured it. Never mind. my concern is how do you get the word out with this fine product? And you find yourself, I mean, why don't you go to a Procter and Gamble or one of the big Colgates and say, here it is, guys, the new solution to toothbrushing. Why don't you come get me?
Well, again, that goes back to earlier. They don't want there to be, they don't want us healthy. Toothpaste is toxic for a reason. The American Dental Association wants it in there because, of course, they make a lot of money on it. When your teeth, the number one cause of tooth decay in America is fluorosis. It's literally
Is what? Is what?
So it's fluorosis. Fluorosis is caused by fluoride. It's the only thing that causes it. It is the number one reason for decay in America. So by fluorinating and doing this to us, what does it do? It makes our teeth worse, and we have to have them pulled, and we need a dentist for that, and filled, and root canals, and all these other things. This is where they make money on. So they don't want us healthy. I mean, that's just, again, look at our medical field is the same way. They don't want us healthy either. That's why we don't have cures anymore. we have maintenance, because there's no money in cures. So again, the same thing applies in the dental field. They don't want you healthy in your mouth. And our mouth is so interconnected to our entire body. So every single tooth in your mouth is actually connected to a body function or an organ. People don't realize that that's how connected we are. So if you have an issue, an infection, root canals, which are evil, all that stuff will seep into the body depending on where that's at in your body, and that will cause havoc in there. There's some physicians that actually believe that close to 80% of chronic disorders are caused by the teeth in the mouth, root canals and cavitations, infections, and things like that, because they seep right into our body.
This is a little bit off the well, it's not off the subject, it's tangential to it, but how pervasive is this thought you mentioned that the medical industry, dental is your niche, but how pervasive do you think this thinking is in all aspects of healthcare that involve a diversion and a deflection of your attention? You get the sexy sizzle of a certain product, but it's not, as you say, it's not curing, it's maintaining, as compared to something like Fresh Mouth, which is what you're selling here. It's really maintaining, and it's really doing more than maintaining. It's curing and regenerating, from what you're saying.
Right.
What's the hang up? How pervasive is this in healthcare?
You mean the thought process of keeping the stuff away from us?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously broader based than just dental and dental care.
Absolutely.
You mentioned a concept earlier that said that there's more money with these industries not giving you the true cure, but rather maintaining you on a recurring a drug every day, every week.
Right, because like I said, there's no money in cures. They cure you. We got a one-time fix. We talked about hydroxychloroquine earlier. I mean, that stuff really cheap. But in other countries, it's sold over the counter. It's like less than $10. It's super cheap. They can't make money on that. And so they want to put an expensive vaccine out that's going to cure us, right? It doesn't, but we can get into that. But this is why we don't want to cure anybody, because that's a one and done. Whereas we can keep you on a maintenance schedule and make money on you for, years and years and years. And then as those chemicals, and here we know this too, like pharmaceutical companies actually admitted every single medication that they have is a derivative of a natural substance. So they take a natural substance and synthesize it and use chemicals so that then they can patent that and sell it to you. Now, you need a doctor to write a script for that. So you got to go to the doctor, get a script, and then he can prescribe you this chemical substance that they patent. And then, of course, this doesn't work well in our body because it's not natural. Our bodies are designed to bring in natural products. Natural things help us, heal us. Herbs were put here for the service of man. It says that in the Bible. So that's actually what cures us, natural stuff. When you take that and you synthesize it and you make chemicals to get something that's similar to it, our body doesn't know what to do with that. Our body's like, what are we doing with this synthetic? And what that does is it masks the problem. So it masks the issue or treats the symptom of it. And then, of course, that creates other problems in our body, and then just creates other sales of other medications we can be on. And just, it's a never ending cycle. I think they say the average 50-year-old is on at least 4 medications. That's ridiculous. I mean, I know people that are on 12, ridiculous. 13 meds.
Yeah, it's a testimony of the time. Larry, hey folks, we're talking with Larry Oberheu, the owner, founder of freshmouthclub.com. Check it out, freshmouthclub.com. And then when you get there, go to //787-763. Get your order of Fresh Mouth toothpaste. And see for yourself. I mean, I'd like to know. Tell me if you see what I'm seeing about this product. It's phenomenal in terms of the way it rejuvenates my mouth, in terms of my oral hygiene and my freshness. Hey, Larry, let's do this. Let's break away for just about another minute. Watch one of your other videos that explains this as well as you have. And when we come back, you can wrap it up. We're gonna watch this video. We'll be right back after his video. Stay with us.
Hello, and thank you for your interest in the Fresh Mouth Club. Some simple facts about your toothbrush. Did you know your toothbrush is most likely the filthiest thing in your entire house? It has 200,000 times more bacteria per square inch than your toilet seat. And we use it every day. In our mouth. Actually, a recent study showed 80% of toothbrushes tested had E. coli on them. Yes, that's poop. And believe it or not, that is nowhere near the worst bacteria that can be found. Staphylococcus, HPV, herpes, and even hepatitis was more commonly found than you would like to hear. And the more we use it, the worse it gets. After just 3 weeks, bacteria starts to form colonies. That's right, tiny subdivisions of bacteria and germs. This is where serious infection and disease can start. Studies are now showing this could lead to very serious health conditions. So is your toothbrush making you sick? Why risk it? Fresh Mouth Club guarantees the cleanest and freshest mouth in town. We deliver a fresh, new, germ-free, high-quality brush or brush head and all the essentials every month to your door. So you don't have to remember the last time you changed it. We do it for you. Our complete brushing system eliminates harmful bacteria and leaves your mouth always fresh, always clean.
Hey friends, welcome back. I hope you liked our second video. We're here with Larry Oberheu of freshmouthclub.com. Go check it out, please. Larry, a few final words on exactly what was seen in the video, and wrap it up. Give us your closing comments, your summary, where we can get people to get, how they find you, and how they can learn more about the product.
You bet, yeah. So we go a little bit deeper than obviously just the toothpaste. I mean, our main products is the toothpaste and our rinse. The rinse is it's a very high concentration of nano-silver, xylitol, and peppermint. So it's a small bottle. If you look at it on the website, it don't let it fool you, but it's very powerful. So it's very strong. It's made to be diluted 4 to 5 drops in about an inch of water. After you brush, you rinse with that, and that enhances the silver levels. And then rather than rinsing it away, and you can actually swallow that too. So ours is non-toxic, nothing in it. So you can swallow that residue. I don't recommend swallowing the foam because you get a lot of gases from it and stuff. But after you spit afterwards, you rinse the residue with the rinse and swallow that. When you swallow it, silver passes digestion, the nano-silver does, and it kills, again, good bacteria, but not bad in the gut. So it kind of gives you a healthier gut as well. And then we build whole brushing systems around that. So, I mean, we do subscriptions. That's kind of our big thing. You don't have to. You can buy everything individually as well. But our subscriptions are designed to kind of do everything. So we have a manual, as you mentioned earlier, and an electric. Our electrics, we use Sonics because Sonics are really the best toothbrush for you. I mean, Sonics are what we all should really use. They're less abrasive. You don't got to like do back and forth with it because the sonic pulses do all the brushing for you. It's like a pulse. That's what brushes your teeth, and it's less abrasive on your enamel and gum tissue. But we sell the Sonics, and we do Sonic kits as well. And we would try to make them, if you do our subscriptions, we would do cheaper, easier for you to get it, and we give you free shipping. We pretty much make it real affordable. So like even the toothpaste sells for $9.95 online. There's about $4 shipping, depending where you're at. So it's about $14. But our whole kit, the manual one, is only $19.95 delivered to your house. So make it cheaper, like I said, easier and free shipping. We do that too because partly like your toothbrush actually, or toothbrush head on Sonics, are literally the filthiest thing in your house, covered in the video a little bit there. I mean, like 80% of toothbrushes have fecal matter on them, and that's a little bit of fun play on it, true, but it's actually one of the less, bad bacteria for us. I mean, there's some pretty heinous stuff in there. Toothbrushes can actually make us sick on a regular basis. People don't realize it. I mean, sore throats, canker sores, intestinal issues are very common. But they did a recent study, 30% of heart disease patients can be traced to their toothbrush. Stroke victims, heart victims, heart attacks and so forth can be literally caused by mouth issues and toothbrushes and housing bacteria. Our toothbrush houses about 100 million strands of bacteria every day, and we just stick them in our mouth. Literally the filthiest thing in our house, and we just put them in there, shake them around. So we use UV sanitation. Our manual kits we have, actually I have one here. These are nice because you can just pop the toothbrush inside there and UV light cleans the brush. That's part of our manual kit. And our Sonic kits have them as well. So we have them integrated into our Sonic toothbrushes because you need to clean the brushes every day. You need to change them once a month. So they need, and that's kind of part of our program. Once a month, we give you a new head or a new toothbrush, mouth, toothpaste, mouthwash, floss, and we give you a timer, your first one. But we give you everything you need, and we'll deliver it for you if you choose. You don't have to, but it's a nice program. You don't got to remember the last time you changed your head, because we kind of just do it for you. When the new one comes, you throw it out and you start over on it. And then we also work with ozone. We do the ozone generation, which is super beneficial. Ozone's almost as cool as silver. Ozone is, if you're aware of that, it's 3 oxygen molecules bound together with electricity, and it's one of the most sterile products known to man. It's 10 times more powerful than bleach, but it's non-toxic to our bodies. It's actually healthy for us. It obliterates bacteria, germs, viruses like napalm. But then what the problem with ozone is, from an industrial standpoint, it would be the best cleaning solution ever devised, because if we clean anything and then you can just throw it in your face, it doesn't do anything. So what happens is very unstable and it falls apart after about 30 minutes. So you got to generate it. So you have to make it and then use it. Biological dentists use it that way. But when you rinse with that, ozone actually reverses tooth decay, not stops it, it reverses it. Some biological dentists are doing what they call ozone irrigation and actually rebuilding a tooth instead of doing a root canal. With the use of silver and ozone both, they can do that. So we already use silver. Ozone was kind of the next step. So we have bottles. They're online. You can see them. They're like this. But this generates ozone. So when you generate it, you use that if you're using it as a rinse. But you drink it as well. When you drink ozone, again, it permeates the blood very quickly, destroys bacteria, germs, viruses, and fungus. Then it falls apart into oxygen. Now, bodies like oxygen just a little bit. That's what we kind of feed on. And it's actually what heals our body. So all that excess oxygen actually passes brain barrier, blood-brain barrier, and it increases cognitive function. They're actually doing Alzheimer and dementia patients. They're doing testing because of that cognitive increase that you get. Reduces inflammation and all kinds of stuff. So it's super healthy for you. It creates a lot of oxygen in our body, which tends to heal. That's why it does in the mouth as well. Those units also double as hydrogen generators. So they also make hydrogen, H2O, the H is hydrogen, literally what hydrates our body. So those units put like millions of free molecules of hydrogen in. So as you're using it, you can use it all day throughout the day as a normal replacement for water. It's just super hydrated water. So it hydrates us, our bodies at a lot higher level. About a 5-to-1 ratio. So like 1 glass of the hydrogen water is equal to about 5 glasses of water. Most of us don't drink enough water. That's a little bit of a cheat, but it deoxidizes our cells. It penetrates our cells, heals the cells. The hydrogen does a lot of amazing things for us as well. But that is kind of you drink that all day. And then because the ozone you're only using a couple times a day, once in the morning, once at night with the brushing system, rinse and swallow. Throughout the day, you use the hydrogen. And that's a hugely beneficial as an overall for our bodies.
So folks, I had to go to a CPAC convention at the Gaylord Convention Center in Washington, D.C. last winter to meet this fine gentleman, Larry Oberheu, who started off our conversation today with oral care and oral health care and wellness. But you can see from what Larry's just spent his time talking about, it sits against a backdrop of a greater plan of care, of wellness. And Larry, what is the website address they can go to find out everything on you and ordering the product?
You could go to our website is freshmouthclub.com, and then use the /787763 for Gene. That's your code on there. That's a complete copy of the website. You can go right on there, go to the store. We have everything right in there. Pretty self-explanatory. If they got questions or anything else, there's service at a Fresh Mouth Club in the bottom. You can email us with questions or anything. If they got questions for me, they can email me as well. My email is larry@freshmouthclub.com. I'll be more happy to answer questions and stuff like that. But so if they got dental issues and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that the toothpaste can heal and clear and help. The ozone helps. We also have a Perio Switch, which is an amazing product. That product actually, as I alluded to earlier, actually cures periodontal disease. So periodontal disease is incurable in modern dentistry. We've cured it. Use of our Perio Switch within about 3 to 4 months has completely eliminated it.
Have you converted any local dentists that you use?
Dentists don't like it. Now, you get your holistic and your biological dentists, which are really great dentists. They actually like me a lot. They don't believe in fluoride. They don't believe in amalgams of silver fillings, which aren't silver, but they don't believe in any of this stuff. They're more on lines of everything. A lot of stuff that I do and talk about. I mean, I work a lot with biological dentists, and the ozone, the silver, they're all big fans of this stuff. So
if everyone was so smart, how come we're not better off? At least with Larry, I'm open to a new concept in oral care or dental hygiene, and it actually ties into a period of time. It sits against the backdrop of a lot of reason for us to pay special attention to our wellness in general. Larry, 10, 20 seconds less. Any final comment?
Just like I said, if you guys, have them reach out to you, and you can put them in contact, or, me directly, you got the website and everything there if they got questions. But
that'd be wonderful.
Glad to help or answer questions. Yeah.
Larry Oberheu from freshmouthclub.com. Folks, thank you for joining us for another episode of Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast. Larry's been a great diversion, a deflection, but now when we started talking, we got into some stuff that really was refreshing in so many ways. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast. See you soon.
Thanks for joining us for Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and God bless America.